everybody. Let's go through CA again and see how we want to be positioned on a trending basis and on a trading basis. Is there anything to do this week at all? Because last week was very interesting and very promising. Okay. There were plenty of news, plenty to do last week, especially what we did, what I wrote down in my notebook is gold out of the money calls, Apple out of the money call spreads, which are nice, worked out pretty decently. MU out of the money call spread as well. Tesla out of the money put spread was the thing was hedge to the overall short-term portfolio. It didn't pan out. This was to be expected, definitely. And the other notable thing is BTC USD shifted into the positive trend territory, which is a very rare and important signal. Let's go through it step by step. CA is rightly positive. Bullish 70 percentile. This happened last week. This shift happened last week. The only negativity we can observe is still in rates, because yes, they are negative on a trade basis, but both the whole of the curve is positive on a trending basis, short and up to the 30 years. All of it is positive. I do believe that we are most likely in a consolidation, in a downward sloping consolidation at that. At the long end, especially because this is the thing that matters. This is how the market reacts to high inflation prints. This is how negativity is being transmitted into the risk assets by if the long end does this, yes, obviously you want to be selling stuff. No signs of that as of now, and no notable news that can shift this meaningfully. We'll be watching this level very closely. We don't want the 30-year and 10-year going above the trade resistance, but ultimately we think over, medium term, ultimately the trending high low or tail high low will be created above 4.3, 4.1. I do not believe, and I don't see 10-year and 30-year long end of the curve going much below 4.3, and the 30s going much below 4.4, that region. So far, everything is still bearish trade, which is very positive for risk. We are getting a little bit extended, and now it's getting much less clear. The direction is much less clear. I do believe we're going to get another impulse lower on the 10-year and 30-year, which is going to be another positivity, maybe another positive week for risk. After that, it's questionable. But overall, the correlation is not that tight as it was in 2022, 23. And the period of such consolidation in 10-year, 30s, with these non-trending spikes is still positive marginally, because essentially nothing is happening. Right, as of right here, nothing is happening. Risk is doing fine. Nothing is happening. Risk is doing fine. That's what we're calling for right now. We believe nothing is going to be happening with the 10-year and 30-year, aside the trending swings, the trading volatility, on a trade basis. Therefore, risk should be doing very positive, should be feeling very positively. Mini equities, credit, and crypto, alongside especially gold. Yes. So it's still short, 10-year short, 30-year short on trade basis, on a trending basis, and we are looking for opportunities to get short TLT again, to get short ZT, to get short, maybe not ZT now, to get short the long end via UB, anything, ZB, ZN. And we do believe at some point this year, we're going to be getting the repeat of this move higher, especially by the end of this year when inflation mathematically should reaccelerate higher. How high, we don't know, but it should be. Based on base effects, based on shelter, disinflation, which are currently in the pipeline, will flip into bullish again, based on geopolitical risk and freight rates, based on many things. We might see inflation going back to 3.5, 4%, and this is, well, even 4% will be catastrophic. So this is not by any means, this is not long. Do not be long of TLT right here on a trending basis. And I wouldn't be long TLT on a trade basis as well right here. So nothing to do in 10s and 30s, and this is good. This is good for risk. and going on this week, no major news, especially only on equity side, on in the face of Nvidia earnings. Other than that, pretty good. This is pretty good. I wouldn't be. I don't believe that we're going to be breaking the 4.9 on the short end. This will be very questionable and strange, but we shall see if this will happen. But overall, it promises to be a very positive week for the risk. Obviously, let's see how the Nvidia earnings pan out, because the last time we had the similar week when the only major news was the Nvidia earnings themselves, and they were pretty good, and it lifted up everything. It lifted up the whole equity space and crypto space alongside of it. Everything is in risk on space right now. It's one-to-one correlation. Everything is correlated. So this is the call. This is our understanding of the rate complex, and this is positivity. Everything in derivative of a rate complex still is positive as well. Like gold, gold is you don't want to be short this thing, obviously. This is your trade level, and I would be expecting something of this, akin to this, to continue. Maybe consolidation of this magnitude, of this shape and form, and then continuation higher. We shall see. But this is undeniably long. There was a point to get long gold. It was 2 weeks ago at this point, and last week when we had this down day, buy out of money calls. Right now, there's nothing to do. This is positivity on a trending basis, but no trade. There is nothing to do on a trade basis. Oil is in consolidation, bouncing higher, and probably might likely revisit 82 at some point. I don't know if there's going to be this week, but we sold some XOM calls, XOM puts, last week, and let's see how this pans out. If, judging by all of this, Dixie is still in a consolidation. Dixie is still not a short on a tail basis. Yes, it's negative on a trend basis and on a trade basis, and I do believe that we are bound for another move lower on the dollar at some point. Maybe some sort of this move lower again over the next 1 month. But overall, this is not a short as of now. This is not a short on a tail basis. Tail is positive trend and trade negative. And let's see. This is the only thing that is disconfirming risk on marginally disconfirming risk on the trending basis is the dollar being in and of itself bullish tail, and the rates being in a bullish trend. In the short term, the risk is once again feeling very positive. This is good. If you go through the other notable currencies, when USD CNH is bearish trend is very nice. We shall see if we're gonna break this level. But overall, we've just taken out the tail support with USD CNH. I do believe that at some point this year we're gonna see USD CNH at 7.36, 7.35 even, because it's clearly in an accumulation state. The natural forces and market forces pushing this higher and higher and higher, pushing for the weakening of CNH, and they're holding it and holding it and holding it. And if we are correct, and at some point this year we're going to see another expansion in long end of the US yield curve higher, this level is not going to hold, just like this level didn't hold like this, and we've seen this major repricing. This is not going to hold, and we're going to see the same thing happening. We are looking for ways to set up this trade, set up long, short TLT, meaning long the US, long end of the US yield curve, and long USD CNH still makes a lot of sense from these levels. I do not believe that, well, over the next month, 2-3 months, that we ever going to see 717 again on USD CNH. Even 720 is questionable. So this is it. USD JPY is also positive, and I don't see there's nothing to do in USD CNH. There are trending position to be put on USD CNH as well as long end of the US yield curve. Other than that, yes, worrisome signs that the regime is not yet fully risk on, and we will see at some point negativity. But if there will be a month, 2 months of positivity in risk on, and we know when risk is on, we can go very far and very fast in equities and in crypto as well. And we are hoping that this is the regime right now. We are hoping that this is window of marginal positivity will lift the risk on the risk assets higher. Let's see how fast and how far they will go. So the fact that USD MXN is exhibiting the same positive dynamics is very, very positive. And this is nice. And overall, yeah, consolidation, nothingness in currencies this week. Nothing to do in here. By the same token, if Bitcoin wants to push higher, if we are going to be getting this 1 month, 40-day positive repricing and crypto and risk on higher, we need to see Bitcoin breaking the middle of the range, breaking the last liquidity, breaking the 65, 67,000 range and pushing higher into 70,000, preferably closing the month at 69, 70, 71,000, closing the month, meaning closing over the next 2 weeks, breaking the middle of the range and closing higher. Whether this is going to happen this week, whether this is going to happen next week, whether this has to happen for pure bullishness and for expansion into the next month, at the beginning of the next month, we get to see this happening. And I do believe, and well, all signs point to this. And whether this happens or not, we've made our bets. When Bitcoin shifts into the positive trend, you do not ignore it. Even though there are marginal negative signs on the trending basis in rates, and yes, we've gone through this in dollar, in some currencies, you just simply cannot ignore things like this. So it's long Bitcoin. This is not we're not going to see this. We're not going to see a major 50% higher, but okay, I'm getting, the best case scenario we are envisioning right now is we're breaking the middle of the range by the next, at the time, by the time of this month closes, closing at 68, 70, 68, 70, 69, 70,000 and expanding at the beginning of the next month into 85, 90,000. This is the best case scenario we're playing for. Everything seems to be pointing to this at this point, and yeah, the process is pointing, the trending process is pointing to this. Overall, generally, the altcoins and all other things and derivatives of Bitcoin are also pointing to this. I know there isn't much positivity in Ethereum. I wouldn't be long this thing. We shall see. We might see the same repricing when everybody gave up on it at some point a couple of months ago, a couple of quarters ago, and we've seen repricing. It's still positive. It's still positive. It's still positive on a tail basis, and it's still positive on a, well, right now it is even positive on a trend basis. Maybe we're going to get another run of 2,800 at some point, but if this regime is to remain positive, we might see again this repricing higher. Bullish trend, bullish trade, BNB. It's funny. Altcoins really broke trade. Most of them broke trade. BNB broke trade once very positive, on a relative basis, very strong WIF with broke trade. Some of the things really broke in trade and very questionable opening of the week, but it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that this thing pushes high over the next 2 weeks and breaks the middle of the range. That's it. And it's a buy. Yes, it is a buy. We've once again, this is a shift in the positive trend momentum. The only thing that is worrisome is, once again, it's so obvious. Like, it is so freakishly obvious for everybody, and everybody is so bullish. Well, it's either everybody is so bullish and everybody is right for some period of time, and we're getting like mania type of stuff and expansion where everybody is so bullish that they remain bullish, and then everybody loses at some point. Essentially, this kind of thing. Or everybody is so bullish, and we're going to be getting another consolidation, another repricing lower, and another take out of everybody lower, and only then we will go higher, like in this environment. Consolidation below the major level, everybody is so bullish. We've seen the regime shift at some point, negativity. This was the long end of the US yield curve breaking higher significantly, and only then we've ripped higher. right now, its regime is not pointing to this. We've shifted, we completely shifted. And this was definitive run on liquidity lower, definitive run on liquidity lower. And I only hope that this is going to happen fast, that this move is not going to be very slow. I don't want to see this happening. No, I don't want to see this happening. And it's a possibility, the possibility of this thing going on, like creating. We are in a bullish trend with a bullish trade, creating high lows, but in an upward sloping trending consolidation, like high lows, run, high lows, run, high lows, run, and then we're gonna shift ourselves some months, some weeks in the future, and only then we're gonna go up. Yeah, that's not what we are set up for. Yeah, but last times we've shifted. Look at this. This was a shift into the positive trend. This was happened. This was a shift in positive trend. This was happened. The only negative shift we've seen is this, and then yeah, we took a stop loss on it right here. The regime, the conditions are completely different. Completely different. When we went in long right here, we've said, well, it didn't look really nice. We don't believe that this is the real end of the bearish cycle. Then this happened, and obviously this was the real end of the bearish cycle. I can go. This was last shift in the positive trend momentum. So, I mean, holy moly, you gotta be long crypto right now. You have to be long crypto. Okay, and it coincides on a trending basis, on a trading basis. It coincides with our outlook or our macro outlook. Yes. Is there anything to do on a trading basis in oil? Only if we're gonna get a down day like this. I would be selling XOM puts, XOM puts again. Getting anything of this nature, another down day like this, I would prefer to sell things, to sell puts on a trading basis. But we shall see whether we're going to do this. It's not high probability trades. I wouldn't be doing anything in all honesty in oil right now. UUN is very positive. I would be selling puts on UUN if you can. I would be selling puts on CCJ if you can. I would be selling puts on everything in this space essentially. CCJ. It has gone up already, and unfortunately, yeah, we've sold some puts on it. On this day, we've sold some puts, and we closed them already. Other than that, CEG is interesting, VCT is interesting. All of these things are very, very overextended. I would be playing UUN right now, honestly. This is interesting. LEU, yeah, this is very interesting. We've been studying LEU for the last like 2 quarters. We really like this name, and we really like this, and we tried to put on longs in this area, but it didn't really pan out. It was cyclical. This thing is very cyclical, and the fact that we are ripping we're ripping right now, the fact that LEU has been lagging as it has been lagging, I do believe this is a good investment over the next 2-3 quarters. LEU might prove itself to be a very, very good investment, and going back to $100, yeah. I do believe this is possible for LEU. I do believe this is the tail high-low for LEU, and we are breaking this level, which we stood below for years and years. And if your time horizon allows you to hold the position for the next 2-3 quarters, this is the thing to be in. This is the thing to be in, undeniably. We shall see how we're going to be playing this, but this looks very, very, very promising in all honesty. This is your 21% to make 100. Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. Obviously, you're not going to be buying today. You're going to be waiting for the pullback. But the fact that we've broken this and established the tail high-low, LEU is the thing to be in, and we will. Yeah. I do believe we're going to play this. Maybe even just simply buy the thing itself. All right. This is what we would be doing in uranium space, and you will be holding UUN. I don't believe that you're going to be seeing this repricing high in uranium anytime in the next 2-3 months. But this upward sloping consolidation, and over the next 2-3-4 quarters, yes, you're going to be seeing the same thing happening. All right. Gold in and of itself, once again, very positive, very positive. There is nothing to do in gold, honestly. And from the trade perspective, from the trend perspective, if it's going to be expanding, it's going to be going higher. And the only thing that you can derive from it is the fact that this is a very positive environment for risk, and this is as a factor in the model pointing to positivity, only positivity. Silver, same thing with silver. I do believe this move has ways to go, and we're going to be reaching 35, 35, 36, and then I would be very, very cautious. And same thing with gold. 25, 26, and then I would be very cautious based on the regime, based on the trending setup, based on the news, based on the inflation dynamics. We will alarm you and tell you in advance. But right now, it's in expansionary state. We should be expanding, and risk should be expanding over the next 1 month, 40 days. We should be seeing risk expand again. Even though it is so obvious to everybody, but even if everybody is on the same trade, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that it might not be very lasting. We've gone through rates. Copper, it's in a blow-off stage. I do believe this move is close to be over, or at least some reprieve. I wouldn't be betting against copper, no, at all. But something of this nature, some sort of consolidation before the continuation of this move is due, I do believe. Nothing to do in here, honestly. No, there are ways to play it through FCX, through SCCO, two of our favorite names, and when things cool a bit, when we're gonna see a copper drop on a trade basis, especially if copper gonna be, you're gonna be watching your volatility and realize volatility. If you're gonna be seeing copper like fall 2, 3, 4% in a day into the trade support, you're gonna be buying this hand over fist, and we shall see whether that's gonna be happening or not. Right. High yield, only positivity, bullish trend, bullish trade, pointing to the creation of trading and trending high low, and revisiting of 78 again. Only positivity. Same thing with LQD, LQDH, GNK, BFF, BCY, and everything in observable and tradable ETF credit space is pointing to the same thing. Obviously, SPX and ROM itself is pointing higher. The world equity space, everything is on the same page. Everything is bullish trend of importance to us. European equities, European indices, major Asian indices, major emerging market indices. Long bullish trend, bullish trade. Not only it's lasting, meaning everything points that the next month should be positive. Nikkei is bipolar, neutral. Still bullish trend, bullish trade, but neutral. Kospi positive, DAX positive, Nifty positive, EWW positive, very positive, I would even say. Argentinian equities very positive. Everything is peachy and dory. Everything is fine. EPOL is positive. In China, obviously, in a blow-off top scenario, but this thing has ways to go. It can go and continue going and continue going. So there's nothing to do. Definitely, you don't want to be betting against it. Even finally, this is by the way, look at this. This is a prime example of bad earnings, but a good environment. Having good earnings right here on Alibaba, but environment is horrible, and this is what you get. The beta takes over anyway, and you're getting pushed lower and lower. You're breaking the key areas. You are in a positive tail trend momentum. The sentiment changed all over Chinese equity space. You are at the top end. You're getting negative reaction to the earnings, and then poof, like a lightning back up higher, and this thing will continue going. This is it. PDD, on the other hand, my goodness, I would love for it to give us an opportunity. Meaning some sort of a move lower on a trade basis into 22nd of May, in order that we can play this on the long side. Please give us 2-3 negative days on PDD, preferably just completely falling all over itself into 135. This would be beautiful. If that indeed happens, we would take longs on it. If not, we shall see whether we're going to do this or not. Everything is in Chinese space is positive. Everything. The things that we were long of is TCOM and TME. You see green flags there. We've been calling that these are the most positive names in Chinese space for months, for quarters now. And these are the only names that already done 50, 60, 70%. We've been long since before the breakup of the range, essentially. I don't believe that you want to be long this thing right now. The only thing on a trade basis we are seeing in China is PD long potentially, and that's it. Please give us a retracement on a trade basis so we can really get in and get into this. But this is very good. This is very nice, and Baba. Unfortunately, we missed this. I was completely out of the market at this point, and this was a beautiful setup. Unfortunately we missed this. In US, beautiful. Apple is going high, and it will continue to go high. And if we're gonna get move lower in Apple, you buy this. And yeah, 195 is we've put on the out of the money call spreads, weekly call spreads on Apple right here on Friday on this daily close, and we've rode it into 190, beautifully closed almost there. This was 1 to 5 at some point. We gotta be expanding. This is it. This is expansionary state. Everything is pointing to the expansion of risk over the short term to medium term, meaning 2-3 weeks to 4-5 weeks. Amazon, bullish trend, bullish trade. Microsoft, bullish trend, bullish trade. Meta, bullish trend, bullish trade. Google, bullish trend, bullish trade. Tesla, suck dicks. Sucks dicks. Netflix, bullish trend. Everything of importance is bullish trend, bullish trades. So meaning, what does it mean? Bullish trend, bullish trade. The trending move lower. If we are going to be getting negative moves in Apple, 2-3% lower over the next 2 days, you buy into this. Negative moves on Amazon, Microsoft over the next 2-3 days, you buy into this. You buy into this. You buy into this. But you got to be playing everything in context of the Nvidia earnings and how Nvidia is going to be playing out. Every major constituents of the indices are exhibiting positive trend momentum. This is all you want to see. All of the major and significant and important of importance names in AI space, same thing. Marvel is very interesting. By God, please, we will be playing Marvel alongside the Nvidia earnings. The only problem with Nvidia I see right now is last time it was very obvious the way to play this, degrossing into the positive print. This was, we've been calling to put out of the money call spreads on Nvidia, degrossing into the positive print within the overwhelmingly positive regime. This was obvious. Right now, it is very ambiguous. I would not be expecting this kind of movement. I do believe that Nvidia is going to once again beat and raise. Everything's going to be nice. The rate of change is going to slow. Obviously, can I grow by 100% every single quarter? But this is not essentially the response we would be expecting. I only hope that we're going to be falling for the next one before the Wednesday close. I hope really on PDD, you know my stance on these things. Into the print, I hope we're going to be falling into the print. I hope we're going to see this again. We're probably not going to see this, but well, let's see how it goes. And last time we've seen this obvious thing. We went long MU and Marvel on the back of Nvidia earnings at this right here, essentially rode this higher. We believe Marvel is still a very marvelous opportunity, just as LEU. And if you're prepared to hold this thing over the next 3-4 months, this is a buy. This is undeniable buy, and next earnings is going to come in better and better and better. And this is your stop, essentially 67. This is your trend support, and at some point by the end of this year, I believe Marvel will retest its all-time highs. I do believe this is going to retest its all-time highs. Any way that you want to play this, you're welcome. Other than that, MU. Yes, this thing is expanding, and Jesus Christ, if Nvidia comes in and beats, and we're gonna get the same response, which is highly unlikely. But if we do, Marvel is the thing that, or MU is the thing. We're gonna be seeing 160, 170 on MU. This thing is bonkers, beautiful. Just the fact that we are opening this good is a negative sign, in all honesty. I would much prefer we falling before the Nvidia earnings, falling on MU, falling on everything. But we shall see. The fact is, even if Nvidia is we're gonna see an ambiguous reaction to the earnings, it's still a buy. Not Nvidia itself, MU is still a buy, Marvel is still a buy, and we're gonna digest this. The flow is gonna come out, the vol is gonna come out, and most likely we're gonna expand higher over the next at the beginning of the next month. It's just this is it. This is how the game is played. So yeah, I don't believe that it has the reminiscences of this. When last time we've been coming into the previous all-time highs and we've received beautiful earnings, and earnings were great, really great. But no, market didn't really want to expand much higher from it. Same thing, came into the previous all-time high. I didn't really want to expand, even though earnings were beautiful. No, let's consolidate and wait. And then, without any news, without anything, the flow is ready, regime is shifted, and here we go, higher, and fucking we never stopped. Maybe something's gonna be here. No, I don't believe this. I believe we're gonna be expanding higher anyway. Oh, I've talked too much. All right, I gotta write this down. I gotta write down LEU. MU and MRVL. The fact that CMSCI, even the thing like CMSCI is positive trend and positive trade, is very nice. It's very empowering. AMD is bullish trend, bullish trade. Finally, it broke into positive trend and trade momentum. Beautiful. ASML positive trend trades, and TSM is positive trend and trades. This is everything points to the expansion. Everything, regardless of the Nvidia earnings and how once again they're going to be good, regardless of how ambiguous the response to them will be, it's still a buy over the next 1 to 3 weeks. This is the verdict. Everything cybersecurity also positive. Not everything, but the things of importance. Yeah. Oh, I'm losing not enough oxygen. Yeah, NVO, obviously, Lilly. Jesus, Lilly has to expand at some point. Beyond this. NVO is also going to be expanding beyond this. This is a buy. All of it is a buy. NVO, also a nice buy. And then things like these, Hood, MSTR, and Coin. Coin is, pardon this, I apologize for this. You've never seen this. We don't do things like this, falling wedges. But it is compressing. The thesis on Coin is very simple. Every single time Bitcoin shifted into the positive trend momentum within this cycle, Coin, MSCI has followed suit. Coin has lagged by 1-2 weeks. This was the last time Bitcoin shifted into positive trend momentum, 17th of October. We lagged for 2 weeks, collected liquidity, expanded. Bitcoin shifted into positive trend momentum on 29th of January. We lagged for 2 weeks, 1 week. Broke, expanded. Same thing here. Consolidation, coming down, taking the last liquidity. Even if we're getting the last move, it all based and predicated on the fact that we are correct that this is a positive regime on a short-term basis, meaning once again up to 1-2 months, yeah. And we're getting this expansion in Bitcoin higher. We're breaking the middle of the range, closing at 68. If Coin continues to lag this, we do believe at some point, even if we go once again we kind of get non-spiking move, non-trending move spike lower in 190. This is still a buy. We might be even adding to the Coin position. And we do believe if all conditions are met, which they are being met at right now, still, at some point at the beginning of the next month, first 2 weeks, 3 weeks at most, we should be seeing the repeat and should be seeing the next 20-30% move high in Coin. This is the thesis. This is the idea being compression, 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 and at some point we shall move if the regime confirms this. Right. Yeah, and this is it. This is all I have for you right now.